Beast Balance.
All right, check 1 2 1 2. What's up? What's going on, everybody? We are trying to see what's happening with our friends and talk about the fourth quarter, y'all. It is the fourth quarter, and everybody seems to be scrambling. Everybody seems to be scrambling. Everybody's sending out emails. They're getting their last lick in before the year ends. I am excited, excited, excited. Want to know why I'm excited? I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, you hear that beat? You know what time it is when you hear Beats by Lonze.
I guess you gotta live with it. I never thought it would be this good, but here I am.
Here I am.
I guess you gotta live with it.
You gotta live with it. You know what's funny? From time to time, I think about where I came from, what I've done in my life and in my career. And as a former military vet that's retired, right? I had to come out of the military after my retirement and actually think about who I was as a real person. Now, it was never lost on me who I was when I was in the military, right? Like, I always was me. No matter where I went, what uniform I put on, wherever I served, I always was me. So I never lost sight of who I was as a person. However, you kind of lose a little bit of, where you were and the hierarchy and the status that you were while you were in once you get out. And so, even though I did music and I produced music and I did shows for brand new artists and all that kind of stuff, management. Even though I did all that kind of stuff while I was active duty, I still um, that gave me an opportunity to kind of stay and be myself, right? So once I got out and I actually retired, I finished my 2 degrees. I have a bachelor's in business management, and then I also have a master's degree in reverse logistics because my background, I was a logistics supply and administration marine. So that was my thing. I like to work in the office. I like paperwork. I like filing. I like computers. I like typing, all that kind of good stuff. And I needed to be in the air conditioner from time to time. Like, yeah, I like to go out there and play in the mud and shoot weapons and all that kind of stuff. But, I needed to not do that all the time. I need to have a balance, a work life balance. So I need to be where at any given time I can be in the warehouse, or at any given time I can be in a climate controlled office environment. And I also need to be where the ladies was at. Like, who wants to hang around a whole bunch of hard legs all the time? You gotta find where the Marines at that are, of the opposite gender. Because I mean, whatever y'all like, but yeah, I need to be around the opposite gender. But anyway, that was my thing while I was in the military. But anyway, retiring, getting out, then I had to come out here, finish my degree, apply for jobs, go through that whole corporate America hoopla. I worked for about 3 years in corporate America, and then I went out to work for myself. So I'm just talking to y'all, just giving y'all a little background about who I am, because y'all think because y'all see me behind a camera and you see me with all this equipment that I'm just, I'm one thing, but that can be so far from the truth. I'm more than just one thing. And from time to time I think about what do people who actually know me think about who I am and what they think about um, how where I came from and then where I am now. Like a lot of people really don't even know me from 20 years ago when I lived, where I lived at. And then now to who I am right now. They don't even know this version of me. They know of me who I used to be, but they don't know me as a mature current individual right now. Um so yeah, so I think that that is one of the precursors of issues that when you try to go and convert people that knew you from back then into now who you are, trying to convert them into like, hey, check out this music that I do, check out this program that I built, check out this hardware that I design, or this hardware that I do production in, or this song that I produce for this artist, or this event that I'm putting on for artists. They kind of see you in a different light because they only know you of from where you came from way back in the day. So again, like I said, coming out of the military, being a retired Marine, I just got that fight in me that guess what? Now I got to reinvent myself and represent myself to you as this new person, this new object that you don't know of, that you thought you knew of, but you don't know who I am. So right now I'm talking about what's happening in the fourth quarter. In the military we also have the quarters: first, second, third, fourth quarter. Actually, October, November, and December starts the first quarter in on military fiscal um, on a military fiscal side. So actually, you'd already be in the first quarter now, and you'd be trying to figure out how you're going to spend this money that you got budgeted for the first quarter, and make sure that you're spending it all, because the next prior year when you submit your budget, they'll take that money from you if you didn't spend it, based off of your projection of what you said you were going to spend it on. Um, so when I look at the fourth quarter, I'm like, okay, now I'm on the civilian side of the house. Now this is actually not the fourth quarter. This is not the first quarter. This is the actual fourth quarter. So I have October, November, and December to implement my plans to actually get to where I have my goals set for um, the beginning of the year, which is January. So that's how I do my planning right now. Is that every January I do a reset. So starting January, any equipment that I didn't buy the previous year in January, I'll start reevaluating my studio and pretty much looking at what I don't have, what I need to update, what I need to upgrade, and I go from there in January. It's kind of in line with like when taxes come. So when I submit my taxes for my business and my company, then that's when I start over again and go for the next year. So this time frame of October, November, December, I am winding up my purchases of what I'm buying for my business to light fire in what I'm trying to accomplish for October, November, and December for the rest of 2024. So, um, so again, I'm talking about what's happening in the fourth quarter. I'm excited about what's happening in the fourth quarter because check it. I think that Akai is going to have a great 2025. And this is why I think Akai is going to have a great 2025. First of all, they have not came out with the alpha version of the 3.0. So, mark my words, when you see Akai drop the alpha version of the 3.0, that means that there is something moving forward. That means something else is coming after the alpha. So when the alpha gets dropped, then something else is coming. So that's either they're going to be talking about the software, what they're doing with the software to make people either convert over from 2.15 over to 3.0, and then what's going to happen in the software so that all your controllers work in the new software, or are you going to have the option to have 2.15 and 3.0? So if you're working in controllers that are older, controllers that are backdated, will you be able to use Akai to the software to use the Akai software with the controller? And then On top of that, you got the 3.0 to drop. So how will 3.0 become usable in the actual software? Which is at this point right now, when you are in 3.0, it downgrades you back to 2.15 when you're working in the software. And then when you go back to 3. When you get out of the software, you go back to 3.0 on your machine. So Akai is going to have a great 2025. Trust me. They're going to come out with the alpha. They're going to come out with the freaking software update, hopefully. And then the biggest thing ever that I think is going to happen, they're going to come out with their new line of controllers. And it's going to be all the rave. Now, my group chat, we always talk about what we think is going to happen, right? So you got to think about this. What's happening in Roland? What's happening in all the drum machine companies that are dropping machines that are in competition with Akai? So you got Native Instruments. They say according to what they're talking about online that they're not dropping a hardware controller. I find that hard to believe that they just let their hardware controllers go out to the wind. I find that hard to believe that Native Instruments is not dropping a machine. I'll tell you that. I think that they are going to drop a machine, and all these companies are playing chicken. What's going on, Masada MPC? Peace. Yeah, I think these companies are playing chicken. I think they're like, hey, I got this going on, and I'm not going to tell you and let the cat out the bag what I got going on. And so I want you to drop first and show your hand. I'm going to play chicken. I'm going to say, hey, I got this new plugin coming out. Ha ha ha. Let's see what you do. And then another company says, oh, I got this new plugin coming out. Let's see what you do. Then the other company says, oh, well, better than that, I got this new subscription plan coming out. Ha ha ha. Let's see what you do. So I think they're playing the cat and mouse chicken game. But like I said, I think Akai is going to have a great 2025. And I think they're going to blow the rest of the competition out of the water. Again, like I said, follow the tea leaves. I think, this is just me talking, I think that once the alpha version of the 3.0 drops, then there's something coming. They either going to drop the new software, they're going to update the software. Like I said, they got to work on 2.15 and 3.0. So you got to determine which machine is going to work with 2.15 and then what controllers and controllers and hardware is going to work with 3.0. And then, like I said, I think Akai is going to drop a new line of MPCs and they're going to wreck the industry. Nobody's going to be able to touch them once they drop a new line of freaking MPCs. I'm telling you, right now I got all of the new line of MPCs, and if they drop a new MPC, I am game. It is game on, and it's taking everything in me not to freaking buy an MPC X SE, but I don't need it because I got the freaking OG X, and it works perfectly fine and good. I'll never get rid of it unless it breaks, unless it gets some water damage, unless freaking Noah's Ark run through my studio and my studio gets flooded. Will I never ever get rid of the MPC X until it dies on me? So that's that. Having a SE would be redundant. But I like it. I'd like to have one just to have one. And I'd like to have a 3000 too because I never had a 3000. So I like to see what this converter talk that people keep talking about. Oh, the 3000 hits so hard. You just have to hear it. You have to play with it. So yeah, I am interested to hear what a 3000 sounds like. I'm interested to see if I can make music in a 3000. So that is that. So yeah, I'm telling you, I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm watching what's happening with everything. I'm getting emails after emails after emails. Output is coming out with a new updated, upgraded version of Output. Freaking Roland just came out with a new SP404. Freaking Teenage Engineering came out with a new KO2. That's a freaking Renaissance version of KO2. Everybody's dropping what they're dropping for the fourth quarter. And so I'm interested to see what's going to happen before NAMM comes, before the first quarter of the new year comes. And, again, we know that Black Friday is coming. We know Thanksgiving sales is coming. We know Christmas is coming. those three things, that's happening regardless. And so I think after this election, it's going to be on and popping. Masada says, I'm keeping my X. You dang on right. The X is, I'm telling you, X has probably been the best machine that I've brought into my studio, because when I got my first MPC, it was a MPC Live 1. And no, I take that back. I take that back. My first MPC was the MPC X. And about 3 months after I got the MPC X, I got the MPC Live 1, because the MPC X was a staple for my studio. So I wanted to be able to keep it in my studio and not move it from my studio. But then when I left the studio at night, I was like, I have no MPC to work on. So I bought the Live 1 because it's portable, had a battery, and I can take it with me upstairs and take it to my bedroom or whatever and play with. I can make music in the nighttime when I couldn't be in the studio. That's one of the things that when you're married and you got kids and your wife, you have a studio in your home. I used to have a basement studio that was almost 1,000 square feet. Huge studio. I built it from the ground up, from basement to the studio. We did the carpet, did the walls. I had speakers in the wall. I had microphone drops coming out of the wall. All of that in my old studio. So again, when my wife would say, "Okay, are you done in the studio?" I had to come upstairs. So it's either I got to come upstairs and take care of dinner or have dinner or take care of the kids or whatever. That meant my studio time was done. So having a Live 1 kind of gave me the opportunity. Then as soon as everybody said, "Okay, we're done with you, Dad. Homework's done, shower's done, we're going to bed," and my wife is like, "I'm watching my TV show." Boom, I got my Live in my lap with my headphones on, and I can make beats. But anyway, I'm talking about the MPC X being a staple in my studio, and yeah, I'm keeping that. So fourth quarter is looking pretty cool. Like, I got another email this afternoon. I think it was from Native Instruments. Yes, it was Native Instruments, and they were discussing that they were dropping a new suite, a sound suite. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, they're dropping a new sound suite, and I had to talk to myself and say, do I need a Native Instruments sound suite? The iZotope Neutron 5, a mixing suite. So the Neutron 5 is a flexible, fully equipped suite of 10 intelligent tools. Whether it's your first mix or your next big hit, Neutron delivers world-class quality every time. For a limited time only, save 30% when you buy Neutron 5 Solo or bundle up with award-winning iZotope tools. It says, plus, as a complete owner, don't miss your special price on Music Production Suite 7, including Neutron 5, Ozone 11, RX 11, and more. So that is a new music suite number 7 that Native Instruments is dropping. So I'm getting all these emails from all these companies that I have presets and plugins and stuff from, and they're saying, "Hey, we're dropping this. Hey, we're dropping that." And if y'all didn't notice, Akai also dropped another video that says, "Hey, if you got Splice, we're offering a free month of Splice if you sign up with this freaking link." So again, gotta follow the tea leaves. Every time there's something dropped, like a new plugin, something is coming. I always say there's always something coming, and that puts Akai in a great spot right now because they are leading the way right now. So the 3.0 is awesome. I do want to jump back into talking about the 3.0. The 3.0 is awesome software for the hardware. Or is it a software? Operating system. 3.0 is a great operating system for the hardware, and it works pretty doggone good. That you got to wrap your mind around the change in the look, but other than that, everything is still there. So if you get busy, it's not hard for you to make it happen. So but yeah, I just wanted to talk to y'all, man. Ain't too much going on. I just wanted to see how everybody's feeling, how everybody's doing. I'm doing great, wonderful. Working on the subscription as always. Working on the new videos. We got a whole lot of let me stop saying we. I have a lot of videos dropping for this season. This is season 2. And so the first season was getting all the videos out that I can do, getting my series together so that I can drop this new series of season 2 of this channel. So Masada NPC says, what would you want in a new NPC? What would I want in a new NPC? Nothing major. A lot of my friends in the group chat says they would like 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, we already have a hard drive, dedicated hard drive. We already have dedicated SD card. We have a new 3.0 for the NPC, so that'll be great. I never been one to have this conversation about the converter talk, so I can't really say for instance if there's something that Akai can do with the converters that would make me jump into a new NPC anyway, but I would jump into a new NPC. What I'd want in a new NPC though would be 2 things. I'd like a NPC mini because I'd like to have an NPC smaller than the NPC live that I can take with me. That'll be dope because never seen that before. Right now, the NPC 1, the only thing is missing was the battery, and you can work around having a hard drive. So yeah, so it's a NPC mini, a miniature NPC, and what I'd like to see actually really the Key 37 would have been a great addition to my studio. The only difference with the Key 37 was that the Key 37 there's something that the Key 37 was missing. I believe it's hard drive. Key 37 should have had a hard drive. If the Key 37 would have had a hard drive, oh my gosh, it would have been in my studio. I wouldn't have had room to put it. I have to move something out the way. Okay. Masada says, when will you be done buying? What will that take? I'll be done buying after Akai drops the new set of machines. I'll be done buying NPCs. What's going on, DC Carson? DC Carson Music is in the building. Y'all make sure y'all follow DC Carson. He's an incredible artist. He has a great voice. The ladies love DC Carson on his Facebook channel, and his productions is really next level. Now, if you're talking about somebody that has a studio of good stuff, DC Carson has a great studio of great stuff. He has all the NPC. He has the NPC 3000. He is one of those people that can talk about intelligently about what the NPC 3000 can do. And not only does he have one NPC 3000, he has 2 NPC 3000. And he has all the rack gear, and he got, bruh, I ain't gonna blow up his spot, but anyway, DC Carson, thank you for being in the freaking stream today. Good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate it. Much love to you, my brother. But yeah, I'll be done buying NPCs after this new drop of NPCs. I think I'll never need another NPC after this new drop comes, and that'll be it. That'll be it for me. And now it's just creating content. Now I'm creating content for making beats and all the NPC suites. Now I'm combining NPCs with other stuff. Not to give y'all everything that I'm doing, but just a sneak peek. If you're watching this stream, I am connecting my NPCs to everything that I got, and you're going to see it on my channel. So you're going to see the drum machine specialist specializing in putting these machines together and make them work together as if they were intended to all work together to create something brand new and different. So that's what's up with my channel. And the new Mac Mini. We were just talking about the new Mac that they got coming out. The new Mac Mini looks really good. I have a Mac Studio right now that's an M2. It has an M2 chip on it, and it has, I forget how many freaking cores it has on it. Let me see if it tells me. So yeah, I got the 64 gig of memory. It has an Apple M2 Max chip, and I think I got 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes of storage. Yep, I got 2 terabytes of storage on this Mac Studio. And let me tell you, it is tearing me up it is tearing me up. And what I mean by that, yes, DC Carson, we were all in the group chat and he was talking about the new Mac that's coming out, and yeah, I think it's gonna fit a lot of people studio. So yeah, I'm good. But the only thing that's, I talked about this earlier in the week, the freaking Apple operating system has something in it now where it made all of my interfaces go crazy. They stopped working. They won't talk to each other. One interface will cut another interface off. I had to unplug every interface I got, restart my computer 3 times in order for my streams to get sound. Like it would make, like, let's say for instance I'm in a stream right now and it started to act up, I'd have to get out of my stream, restart my computer 3 or 4 times in order just to get audio and sound into my stream, because it would make the interfaces flip in and off. So I have an Onyx two in, two out interface. That's just to be right here in front of me. I got rid of the, what is the joint called? The Focusrite 6A, I believe it is, a 6x6. I got rid of the Focusrite because again, on the freaking Mac, it killed the interface. It would not cut on. It would not do what I need to do when I cut it on. So I didn't get rid of it. It's still here, but I moved it off of my studio. And then also have the UA Volt. UA Volt has worked good, but what has happened is the UA Volt, along with the PreSonus Studio Live 32 SC, they started talking amongst each other, and when one is off, the other one doesn't pick up behind it and cut on to be its replacement. And then what's happening with the Mac is that the Apple actual interface, the Apple sound system settings, where you can alternate what mic you want to use or what outboard sounds you want, it starts to freaking determine what output or input it wants to do on its own. So what it's doing is it's flip flopping between the PreSonus 32S, the Volt 476, and the freaking Onyx, and it'll go from that to the display audio of my Mac freaking camera. And so I'm sitting here like trying to figure out which interface is talking, which interface is not working, and then it's always reverts back to finding out that it's the freaking computer that's switched off all of my interfaces and went directly to the display audio. I know that's a long-winded way of saying what happened, but Masada says, pro tip, never update OS X until it's well tested. Yeah, you're absolutely right. DC Carson Music says, I had the first Mac Mini and have no issues, but it's time to upgrade. Yes, we've had in our household, we've had about 4 Mac Minis. All of our kids had Mac Minis, and we had a upstairs computer area where when the kids got off school, because all of their school work was on computers, they all had their own Mac Minis with monitors, and they can go in and get on their homework. And we kept those Mac Minis for at least 5-6 years until the kids were waking up in the middle of the night, logging into their computers and not sleeping. So we got rid of the computer section that was upstairs in the upstairs study room. And then but yeah, the Mac Minis are tried and true great Apple products that didn't break, didn't tear up. DC Carson says, I still have my Focusrite. I had to change a setting for it to work. I had to use beta Focusrite driver. Yes, I had to download. Focusrite had another. Let's see if I still got it. Let's see what it's called. I think I might have. Focusrite Control. I had to download Focusrite Control to get the Focusrite to launch on my computer, because the old one which was, let's see if it's still here. The old one was like it had an S on it. Let's see, S S S R S P Q R S. Yeah, I think I took it off the computer. But anyway, the old Focusrite one had an S on the application, and that's what you needed to make the Focusrite populate. And they stopped working on that, so they came out with the new one. And so the new one still, it would work sometime. But you're absolutely right, Masada. Don't update that OS X until it's well tested. And the problem with that is that because I DJ, there's DJ software, all this production software, they all have their own different settings and things that make them all work. And you never know what will work with what don't work. So, but you're absolutely right. Absolutely right on that. So those are my projections for 2025 though. So fourth quarter, again, I think fourth quarter is looking pretty good. Read the tea leaves, see what's happening, and then if it doesn't happen, then oh well, we work with what we got. And if by chance they do drop something, then hooray, hoorah. Want to give a shout out to the team. Khalif Wins NYC, Beats in Bed, Dason Civil. He just went through a brand name change. I think it is Sun Civil Media. Yep, that's correct. Sun Civil Media. And then also myself, Beats by Lonze. Appreciate y'all being here in the live stream and being here rocking with your boy. And last but not least, Blatantly Blatant Network. So shout out to the guys. All those guys are good production team members, and they are out here grinding, and we're trying to make this production space something different that you've never ever seen. So again, appreciate everybody for stopping by on the stream. I had to do it, you know what I'm saying? I gotta hit it like twice a week. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Masada, for being in the building. I appreciate all your tutelage and your questions and your info that you provide. DC Carson, thank you for all the stuff you did for me this week. Khalif NYC, again, Civil Days, Dayson Civil, Beats in Bed, the whole team. Thank you, everybody, for being here and doing what you do. And I'll catch you next week on the next edition of the Beats by Lonze TV channel. So, peace out.